No, there was no small business grant that prompted her to say anything. Thank you very much, Heather. That was very, very kind. Je vais juste ajouter quelques petits mots en français juste au début. Si vous avez des questions ou des commentaires en français, n'hésitez pas à poser-le parce qu'on est tout à fait bilingue, tout à fait à l'aise en français, donc on peut vous répondre en français si vous voulez. I wanted to also just at the outset say that we are, to acknowledge we are on traditional indigenous territory. Right here in Roncesvalles, this is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Huron-Wendat, more recently the Mississaugas of the New Credit, Tenzin and Saint Speak Ladder, so the Speak Ladder. There are seats closer to the front, folks, so don't be shy, so come on down. But I want to start by saying thank you to Heather. Heather, Karen, and her team. She's mentioned my team. My team is indeed great. My team is indeed great, but I would say that Heather's team is equally great and quite amazing in terms of what they do on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis to support entrepreneurs, particularly women entrepreneurs here in our community. I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, and I want to just give you a bit of an overview about some of the general stuff, and I'll leave the heavy hitting to Minister Ng, who's on my left and a very good friend. I tend to call her Mary, but I'll try and be formal. Mary's fine. Right, we'll go with Mary. But so you should know some of the basics, right? We have the smallest low business tax rate in the entire G7, right? We've just included the USMCA in the ratification of the CPTPP, as well as with CETA. We are actually the only country in the G7, and I think this is important, we are the only country in the G7 that has a free trading relationship with every other member of the G7. So that's very, very important to keep in mind. That's a big driver of economic growth. What growth is Arif talking about? We're talking about 600,000 jobs that have been created since we took office in 2015. We're talking about the lowest unemployment rate in 40 years, right, which is important. We're talking about the best GDP growth rate in the entire G7 and the lowest debt to GDP ratio in the entire G7. But that growth is not meant to be just about large corporations. That growth is meant to be about small and medium-sized enterprises because we know you guys are the backbone of the economy. So some stats. Some of you guys may be very familiar with these stats, but there are 1.1 million SMEs that employ 90% of the private sector workforce. That's over 10.5 million Canadians are employed by SMEs, such as the ones you guys run right now. Actually, I found this staggering. 99.8% of all businesses in this entire country are small and medium-sized businesses, which is critical. And we're also a trading nation. We know, interestingly, that when you trade and export, the wages are higher in your company. However, we also know that among the Canadian SMEs that I mentioned, only 12% actually export right now. That's why I think it's critical, and Mary's going to touch on this. Her role is not just as Minister of Small Business, she's the Minister of Small Business and Export Promotion. So what I wanted to say to you is, before I formally introduce her, is that it's a multi-pronged approach. It's really important to get out of silos. Guys, there are still some seats up here at the very front, Jamie Bullness, so you're not playing bingo back there. You can sit way up here next to Madhu. Hi, Madhu. But importantly, so just a couple of, just 3 or 4 examples of sort of the pan-governmental approach. The environment. You hear Minister McKenna talking about the environment and the economy going together all the time. That's actually quite critical, and we actually believe it. We're not just melting lip service. What we're trying to do is put a price on pollution, reduce pollution, produce more clean air and clean water, but also direct funds to help businesses. There will be a $1.5 billion fund to help small and medium-sized businesses adjust to the price on pollution. And there's also, very, very importantly, is that when the Premier of this province made the decision to scrap cap and trade, he also cancelled 700 renewable energy contracts in this province. What Minister McKenna just announced on Friday of last week is that he put in jeopardy the low carbon economy fund when he made that decision. What we are doing is we're taking the $400 million we put on the table, and we're keeping it on the table by delivering it directly to municipalities, agencies, entities, businesses, schools, universities that still want to embrace a green economy. Immigration policy. Many of you may know I was the Parliamentary Secretary for Immigration. People constantly talk to us about immigration. I'm looking at Ibrahim, who runs Culture Link just up the street. When we talk about immigration, we're also talking about economic empowerment of individuals. We've expanded our immigration numbers even higher in the next 3 years, that they're going to hit 350,000 permanent residents by 2021. And a large portion of that growth is in the economic category. Because we know, and we're hearing, you guys are applauding the job starts. Those are great numbers. We're actually hitting a problem now where the economy is growing at a pace where we can't actually fulfill the labor market needs. So we're trying to address that through more immigration. Infrastructure is a critical one, and it's no surprise to you. I'm looking at Catherine and others, but there are people that support businesses or run businesses, and you tell us all the time, Toronto moves way too slowly, right? There's too much congestion for car traffic, public transit needs to be supported. Why? Because either your employees, your clients, or the goods that you are selling or about to purchase are being dragged down and bogged down in traffic jams. So we're changing that by investing in infrastructure, which I think is really, really important. There's also an innovation in digital supercluster stuff. So looking over here at my friend, there's lots of digital sort of folks here who are doing stuff that sometimes I find hard to articulate in proper terminology, but it suffices to say it involves sort of getting a bigger online presence and using the internet and using digital media in a more effective manner. And a lot of people are doing that in this riding in particular, and that's something that we're trying to support. So now I want to turn to Mary. Mary's quite the firebrand, so to speak. 20 years of public service. I've known her for a long time, but there's some stuff I learned just from reading her bio. Education, women's leadership, job creation, entrepreneurship. She's an adopted daughter of the riding, so I'd like to claim her as our own. Mary worked for a long time with Gerard Kennedy, who was my predecessor as the Member of Parliament and also served as a long time as the provincial MPP here. She has property here in the riding. She worked with Gerard. She was the Director of Policy in Provincial Education. She also worked closely with the former President of Ryerson University. And prior to being elected as the MP for Markham Thornhill, she was the Director of Appointments in the Prime Minister's office. She was then appointed very deservedly as the Minister of Small Business and Export Promotion. And her goal is helping entrepreneurs and small businesses grow, to create jobs through trade and innovation, particularly through the promotion of export opportunities, which is very, very important. And that jumps in with a lot of the trading relationships I mentioned earlier. But she's also been tasked with things like breaking down some barriers that are provincial, territorial, and municipal to align things from complementary programs and help making doing business easier. Very importantly, and something that Heather and many others have already talked to me about, where's Iftisab? There she is. But there's people that are thinking already about the women entrepreneurship strategy and working across government to meet our goal of doubling the number of women-owned businesses in Canada by 2025. How cool would that be if we could double the number of women-owned businesses? And so I'm going to put in a little shameless plug to Heather and where she went. She's hiding. But a shameless plug to Heather in terms of that women entrepreneurship strategy, because it's critical. It's being led by a great woman on my immediate left. So there's new financing for women entrepreneurs with an investment of $1.65 billion over 3 years to improve women's access to capital. There's regionally tailored support to women entrepreneurs of $105 million over 5 years that will help women-led businesses grow. There's also expanded export services and opportunities through the Business Women in International Trade Program. So that's just part of the mandate of this woman. Without further ado, I'm going to give her the mic. If you could please give a warm welcome to the adopted daughter of Parkdale-High Park, Minister Mary.